2. Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. We have discussed Lamar Jackson and the marvel that is Lamar Jackson in many, many ways since the Cincinnati game. We've talked about expectations and Super Bowls and all this stuff. But the most important thing is what Vegas thinks of it. Brandon Lang is here. You've maybe seen the movie Two for the Money. We've gotten to know Brandon at various Super Bowls. He has been in the short-term sports investment industry for a long, long time. You can find him at BrandonLang.com. I know it's significant because I saw the inbound call came from the 702, Brandon. So I know you're out there in Vegas. You know, we've looked at Lamar Jackson in a lot of different ways and what it means for the team at 13-3 and this running quarterback and the offense and how to stop it and all of that. What does Vegas make of something Vegas has never seen before, man?
Well, I mean, they're just a solid football team. It's not just Lamar. For me, the first time I was ever on the sideline of a college football game was in Jacksonville for Lamar's bowl game against Mississippi State. And I'll be honest, he had 3 picks in that game, and he wasn't reading coverages. And I said to myself when I walked away from that game, I said that he's going to have a tough time in the NFL. I wasn't impressed with his ability to be able to consistently throw the football and make the right reads at the NFL level. Now, I was on the sideline for the Patriots and Ravens a week ago Sunday night. I touted the Ravens plus the points. I said the Ravens would win the game outright. I said they'd give the Patriots their first loss of the year. And I liked the matchup. And watching Lamar in person that close and how far he has grown as a quarterback, but more importantly, what John Harbaugh was smart enough to do in letting Flacco go, changing his offense to the talents of Lamar. I've been saying he's Michael Vick on steroids. Reminds me so much of Vick and how far he's come. This is a very dangerous football team right now. They've now moved into being one of Vegas's top 4 favorites to win it all.
What are they right now?
I think they're 10-1.
And where did they begin?
I think they were 15. 15.
1-5, that's all? Okay, I thought it'd be a little deeper than that. Well, they did make the playoffs last year, and then the AFC is perceived as being a little softer, right?
Well, especially after last week when you had KC lose, which people had them very high up there. Patriots had lost, and then the Saints lost, and now San Francisco has lost. So all these teams that in Baltimore has just listened. We can scratch our heads till we're blue in the face over the loss at home to Cleveland. But the win at Seattle, beating the Patriots off their bye week, going into Cincy, destroying the Bengals. I'm telling you, brother, this is a very dangerous football team that Lamar is taking to the next level. And the way he was throwing the football and made some big throws, some clutch throws in that game, I'm drinking the Baltimore Raven Kool-Aid as a team, not just Lamar, but as a team. I like what I'm seeing from them right now.
Well, I mean, and this is, you're buying the Kool-Aid. That's great. Now they're a 4-point favorite at home against Houston. They're going to go out to L.A. Maybe I'll see you out there. I've never seen a game at the L.A. Memorial Coliseum. Maybe you and I will be doing Sugarfish or whatever that place is called. You've been trying to get me to go have sushi with you out in L.A. in Marina Del Rey. I'm out there next week for that. And then San Francisco is going to come in here with Garoppolo. Then they're going to have to go to play in Buffalo where it's cold. I don't know if Lamar Jackson's ever played in the snow. I don't know. It might not. It might be 58 and balmy in Buffalo. But the next month, this is where it gets dangerous because guys like you are bought in. Guys like me are drinking the purple Kool-Aid. You know, I'm wearing the purple Kool-Aid, the whole deal. And that's when the lines get to create maybe a little bit more value on the other side in some ways because the value's gotten a little out of whack. I mean, the Ravens aren't sneaking up on anybody anymore. They're 7-2.
This game Sunday will go a long way in showing the world where they're at. I thought the Patriots were overrated. They had one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. They had, against that schedule, sure, it's easy to have the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL when you're playing the teams that the Patriots were playing. But the reason why I love Baltimore in the game was, against that very soft schedule, the Patriots' offense was still just ranked 21st. So their offense hasn't been doing very well at all in Baltimore against that defense. This Houston team is playing really good football right now, and Deshaun Watson is playing really good football right now. You win this game on Sunday by double digits and dominate this team with their wide receiver core and what they've been able to do, that's the validation you're looking for, not the Patriot win. Here, I tend to think this game's going to go right down to the wire. If I had to play the game, I would probably play Houston plus the points. I think the Ravens win the game by a field goal. But saying to you, it would not surprise me if the Ravens made a statement here and took care of Houston and beat them emphatically.
Where do you go on these bad teams this time of year? I mean, I don't want to sit and watch a Jets-Redskins game, but perhaps a guy like you sees some value in some of these dog games that are throwaways.
There's some value, like right now with Miami, there's value. The Dolphins are 5-0, their last 5 against the spread. Flores has this team playing competitive football. You saw it on Monday night.
I thought they were
when
tanking.
Jumped out.
Remember when they were tanking a few weeks ago? Remember that?
I don't think they were tanking. I think they were just Rosen played a couple of games, and finally Flores said, that's it. I'm going with Ryan Fitzpatrick, and Magic's doing what Magic does, and he's got this team playing well. I liked them this week at home against Buffalo. They went into Buffalo and actually had a lead into the fourth quarter with Fitzpatrick at quarterback before he threw a critical pick in the red zone and ignited Buffalo's last drive. I believe Miami at home is a dangerous home dog this week. As far as Washington and Jets, I think there's value with the under. Washington's gone under 7 in the last 10. Jets defense matches up well with what Washington wants to do offensively. Remember, Washington went on the road. Minnesota didn't punt in the game, and the Redskins defense still figured out a way to hold them to 19 points with some incredible red zone stops. So I think the under in Jets-Washington's a solid play. I think Miami at home plus the points.
Brandon Lang joining us here. His website is brandonlang.com. You may be familiar with the movie Two for the Money and Matthew McConaughey and Al Pacino, amongst others. You can find him at brandonlang.com for all of your wagering. And give everybody the speech. Tell them what you're doing. I know you do a free day for everybody around here.
One day free all-access pass. You go to the website, got 2 new handicappers. Mitchell Newman's actually come out on fire, and you get a one-day free all-access pass where you show up and don't pay a thing. Wait till Saturday or Sunday where you have a full slate of games and get all 9 handicappers for free. And then also you can hear me on my podcast, the Believe Podcast Network, BELEAV. I'm allowed to not be rated PG-13 from a censorship standpoint, but I can vent.
Are you working blue? Do you work
Yes.
blue? Yeah, okay, that's fine. I had Lewis Black on earlier this week, and I said to him, I wish I could work blue. I said to my wife, I probably should have done that segment blue, and then just gone back and bleeped it out, but I didn't have the production quality to feel like doing that, and I didn't feel like it was that important because Lewis Black works blue. So it's nice to know you and I work blue when we're off the air. So why not work blue on your podcast, right?
You're exactly right. So that's good, and some colorful things, and able to go off on some coaches and things of that nature. So that's where you can find it. Like I said, it's the grind day in, day out of trying to win games. Nice to get Pittsburgh on Sunday. Nice to get the I predicted, like we talked about, the Ravens over New England. I also came back on Monday night and said that the Seattle Seahawks would beat the Niners, so the undefeateds are out of the way. But you know it and I know it. We've done a lot of shows together. It's about what have you done for me lately, and it's about producing another winning Sunday. So some good value on the board. But like I said, that Ravens-Houston game, that's the statement game that Ravens fans are looking for. If they beat Houston emphatically, listen, I look at the AFC between me and you. I think Baltimore's the team to beat. I really do. I don't see any team in the AFC that leads me to believe that they're going to be able to dominate this Baltimore team, not with what they're doing with Lamar.
Well, I was going to ask you about some of these distressed teams, right? Like, to me, the Chiefs are a distressed team right now. The Rams, and we're going to see them. I hope they're distressed 2 weeks from now. We get out there. The Saints struggled a little bit, but some of the Colts are a distressed team right now. These teams that have really struggled in the last couple of weeks that maybe we thought differently about them in September than we do in November.
You're 100%. Listen, I was at Neiman Marcus in the bye week when I ran into Sean Payton and had a nice conversation with him, and he really loves his defense. But they're one of those teams that out of the bye week they just came out flat and got it handed to them. I'm still high on the Saints out of the NFC. And the Packers. Those are my two front runners, and I believe that's going to be not high on Minnesota and Zimmer. He coaches tight, coaches scared. He coaches not to lose rather than coaching to win. I like Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, they laid an egg in LA against the Chargers, but I think our NFC Championship game is going to be Minnesota. I'm sorry, Green Bay and New Orleans. And I think in the AFC, I believe we're going to get a rematch of the New England Patriots and Baltimore Ravens. New England's got a very tough schedule coming up. If Baltimore can get home field advantage, and again, I was on the sideline for that game, Patriots-Ravens, that stadium, electric. It was unbelievable. I'm telling you right now, mark this down. The Ravens stay hot and can get home field advantage in the AFC. You might want to make plans to Miami, brother, because they're going to the Super Bowl.
He is Brandon Lang. You can find him at BrandonLang.com. I'm already juicing up the bus for the trip to New England. I'm going to be in Miami. I told Matt Skur the other night, I said, I'm going to be in Miami whether you're there or not. So I'm looking forward to that. You can find Brandon at BrandonLang.com doing the handicapping and picking the games. And it's great to catch up with you, man. It's been a little while since we talked to each other. I wonder what the odds were that we'd be talking about a 7-2, Ravens visit here where you're pimping the Ravens as your Super Bowl pick. That's crazy.
Well, by the way, never had such a great time in Baltimore at that stadium and being on the sideline. That was a bucket list memory, brother.
Nice.
I'm all in.
See, if you would have called me, you would have made sure you didn't have a tourist crab cake that weekend, too, but that's a whole other thing,
You're exactly right. I was a little busy out in Ocean City, Maryland, and coming in for the game. But rest assured, if we can figure out a way to get me a ticket for the Ravens game in L.A., I will treat for Sugarfish. How's that?
Ocean City, Maryland. Now we're talking. I'll bring the Fisher's popcorn. We'll see you soon, brother.
All right, got it, bud.
Brandon Lang. BrandonLang.com. 2 for the Money was the movie. He's a real guy. You can find him at BrandonLang.com. You can find me out on the buy at Toyota.com Audio Vault 24 hours a day from anywhere in the world on your mobile device. Luke's out in Owings Mills. We had Matt Skur out earlier this week. Baltimore Positive with Tharu Vignaraja, as well as Lena Wen is out at Baltimore Positive right now. We got Maggie McIntosh and Wes Moore in the holder. We're doing some stuff for the week that I'm going away after the San Francisco game and getting ready for Thanksgiving and a trip to L.A. Lots of stuff happening around here. Follow me out on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and Snapchat and Instagram and anywhere the internet travels. We are WNST.net, AM 1570 and WNST Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports and Lamar